Alright, welcome to this Planning Center tutorial. And here we're going to teach you how our church does schedules songs for future services, how we plan for that, and um, let's go ahead and get started. So, Planning Center has a great tool called Matrix, which allows you to see services ahead of time and before. And so we're going to go ahead and look at the next 13 weeks and the previous 12 weeks. So you can do that here, selecting however many you want, and then click Matrix. And while that loads, let me just share with you kind of a little bit of the heart behind all this. This takes a lot of time. It's time consuming to pick songs and prepare set lists ahead of time. Um, the reason we want to do this is so that we can get a better view of on a weekly basis. So the first final draft that we do is usually going to be that week of, like that the week before. Like let's say it's Sunday. On Monday, I'll consider the worship set a lot more, um, and then before I'll pray over it. If I feel in my spirit that we need to change that, or if our pastor feels like we need to do it, or if the creative team feels like, hey man, this would be a great week for this song, just bring in this song, this new song, or whatever. Um, then we'll everything's subject to change, even to the week of or to the day of. I'm sorry, stuff could also change. So the reason I'm saying this is because all this planning um, is always subject to change, and I want you to, as soon as you finish planning, to give it up to the Lord. And this is your service to Him. This is your gift to the church. So don't hold on to it. Just give it away. Just release it from your hand. Have an open hand. And because I'm telling you, people will get that gift, destroy it, and rebuild it. And if you don't have your heart in the right place, you could easily get offended by those things. So watch your heart. Keep humility at the forefront of your mind, and just say, hey, y'all do whatever you want to do with this, and I'm just here to serve. Let's keep that attitude, because it happens many times that these plans do change. But nevertheless, we're going to plan. We're still going to be good stewards and do our best to plan ahead of time. So that's why we're doing these videos, and that's why we're planning ahead. Okay. This is cool too, because it lets you see the band and the vocals in every single week, so you kind of see who's been scheduled, um, and who could be scheduled. So, having that said, let's go ahead and start with the first song. Song one in Sunday services is different from song one in other services. Um, we want to be able to, for song one, the vision for song one our pastor has is, for sure, he wants it to be high energy. He wants us to come in with a lot of smiles, a lot of welcoming, a lot of, hey, like inviting people. Let's call it. It's we want the someone to be inviting. Okay, and so we'll pick a very high energy, um, usually busy song, um, and again, let's go with the heart. Let's go with the heart. Our pastor's heart is for us to exalt Jesus. He really doesn't want us to be singing songs that don't sing about God's worth, or about who He is, what He's done, how powerful He is, how mighty He is. That's for the whole worship set. That's not only song one. That's the whole worship set. So for sure, songs need to be like that. But they have a lot of songs say those things, but have different approaches. For example, "Do It Again" has the approach of um, God is faithful, and and He keeps His promises. But it starts from an approach of, I don't know if everything's going to be okay, but things are going to be okay because they've been okay, and I've seen you move, and you're going to do it again, and you've made ways when there was no way. So, like, it's like a song that builds the faith of one, but also declares the power and the mighty of God. I've seen you move the mountains, and just a powerful song. And so, but that's a different approach from the song called Faithfulness. Faithfulness is not so much talking, or it doesn't approach us lyrically talking about, walking around this world, I thought by now they'd fall. Like, it doesn't start with that. It just starts with saying, declaring God's faithfulness over all things. Yet it's the same theme, same topic. And so, nevertheless, it exalts God. It talks about His worth. That's what we want. We don't want a song like, let me tell you which one. Let me look for one here. We usually do a lot of the other type of songs. I might not even find some here. Okay, New Wine. New Wine's a great Hillsong worship song, and we did it for crossover, our youth services, and because that was kind of the theme of what the conference was. But the song says, "Make me a vessel, make me an offering, make me whatever you want me to be, lay down my." So it's a lot about like work in me, do something in me, me, which is not bad. It's Christian. I think it does glorify God, but can we agree that it's not exalting God, and it's not singing about who He is and how awesome He is and how great It's not that type of song, correct? So we won't do those types of songs for Sunday. Another perfect example is a great song. It's even in my song list here. I have a pool of songs that I've been praying over for this quarter of the year, that I think from May to July, I think we should be focusing on these songs. And then I got some new songs that I would like for us to do. But the song that I was talking about, the blessing. Blessing is such a powerful song. It's a song about declaring the blessing of the Lord over each other as a church. Is great. It's a great song. However, it doesn't really exalt Jesus. Not that that's bad. I'm not saying that that's bad. It's a good, great song, but that's not our vision, or our pastor's vision for Sunday. He said it this way: "Let me. Why don't you let worship focus on exalting the Lord? Let's enter His gates with thanksgiving. Let's enter His courts with praise." Like it says in the Bible. And then he said, and then let me tug at the heart with the message. Let me make some points that are relatable and relevant to the person's heart, and how God can work in them, and how God can bless them if they're obedient to His word. I love that that our pastors have put it in those words, and that's how I base myself on selecting songs. But let me just tell you that does make it harder for some songs than others, you know. Um, but looking at this pool of songs here, if you don't have it, just go ahead and ask for it. But looking at this pool of songs, and also looking at what we've done most recently, I can tell you right off the bat that a song that we can do. We're doing The Name of Jesus this week. I think we did Praise Goes On the week before, and My Soul Will Sing the week before. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Something Good last week, and then it was Praise Goes On. So maybe it's time to sing My Soul Will Sing. You know, maybe we'll keep that in mind. Um, and these are all songs that do what I'm telling you about. Like, Who Is Like the Lord is all about singing um, who God is. Won't stop now. I give you glory for all you've brought me through. Now I'm ready for whatever you want me to do. Um, uh, Shepherd, It's talking about how asking for God to be that. I mean, He is the Good Shepherd as one of His names, right? We are His sheep, and we can listen to His voice. Faithfulness, holy ground. Um, Build my life holy. There is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and wonder. Show me who you are and lead me into your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Right. So Waymaker again. He's a miracle worker. So that's what I'm talking about. Selecting songs. So to start this week, this one we're gonna start with song 3 actually. Let's prayerfully seek this, and I know that right now in the season we're in, people are looking for hope, right? Um, we're looking for light in the darkness. So just saying and speaking that over out loud already helps me think, man, we need to be doing this song or that song. But as an example, this takes way longer. But as an example, and just to finish the tutorial, I'm gonna pick Waymaker for now. Okay. Um, so I search. What you do this is you would search Waymaker, and you have different versions here. But we have our ICC arrangement, so let's go ahead go with that one. I don't know if I'm leading it, but I think it would be safe to say C is a good key. And after that, let's go ahead and click accept. So let's start with the last song in the set, and then let's work our way up. Okay, let's work our way to song 2. And let's look at this. Let's look at this set list again, or this song list again. So we're singing Waymaker. What would I like to sing before Waymaker? Or if Waymaker is the goal and we're singing about God being a miracle worker, light in the darkness, that is who you are, what will be relevant or something that I could tie into Waymaker from these songs? Or maybe a new song. I don't know. Um, but that's basically how I approach these things. And I also want to see, well, what have I been doing? Because if I'm going to sing You Are Life right before we go Waymaker, well, we already did that. So it's kind of overkill, right? So you want to look at these weeks before, ahead of time. Right now we're at May 3rd. So for this month, this is already going to be a new month. And that month, we haven't done some of the songs that are in this list. So let's try to keep this set list fresh also, is what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense? Let's keep the set fresh. Let me put it that way. Oops. So you might want to even do this where we do the full screen thing. Put this here, we put that there. And you can just zoom in here. So I can tell you right here, right off the bat, we haven't done Love So Great. And you want to think, man, would Love So Great go well before Waymaker? You are so great, Jesus, in all things. Seen a glimpse of your heart, a billion years. Still I'll be singing. How can I praise you enough? Not, I'm not, I don't think that would be a good tie-in. Um, if anything, Won't Stop Now sounds pretty good. Because I'm thinking this song is talking about how God can move, and so is Waymaker, right? You also could think, or am I repeating the same theme too many times? Right? Am I saying this? Am I singing the same theme over and over again? You might want to do that. You might not. But as long as you make a decision based on knowing those things, is better than just picking any random song that you think is good. Um, so after before Waymaker, from these songs, I think even though we've done um, overcome that month already before. Oh, you know what? That's we did way overcome and we have Waymaker right after it. Sometimes that works, guys. Sometimes you just repeat the same list, and you didn't even see that. I also let's look at other songs. Let's see other songs here that we might be overseeing. Um, Also, some of these songs, like Shepherd, could be um, a song too. Even though I have it in the song three area, it could translate well as because it has such a big intro. It can translate well as a song too if you want it to be like that. Usually it's one, two, three, or you can even be two of these, one, two, and then Waymaker. If you want to do something like that, that's another option. Um, Waymaker, miracle work, promise keep. In the darkness, my God, that is who you are. That is who you are. That is who you are. How great is our God. I think we had scheduled for Praise our God for here. Um, but I think it would be good as a tag here. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, let's go with Overcome might be good. You know what? Let's sing about God's love. You are the Lord Almighty, outshining all the stars in glory. Your love is like a wildest ocean. Oh, nothing else compares. Oh, nothing else compares. Sorry, I'm brainstorming here, but that's part of the process, and you're probably gonna have to be doing this as well. Um, you are the Lord Almighty, make miracle. No, I'm just not feeling that one. Just not feeling those so great. Let's look at another slow song here. See, Waymakers has such a big ending, such a triumphant ending. We can do something. We want to save that for the last song. What we could do is go to My Soul Will Sing and do like a slower one of those songs. Hmm. Grateful, 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 grateful. Yeah, who was like the Lord that we've done. You know what? Out of all of these, I had already set my mind on one of them and done it myself, but I think Won't Stop Now would be good, to be honest. And again, these can change on the week of. Like once we start thinking about this and praying over this, and this might change. You know, our creative team meets and we want to do another song. We'll change it, man. We'll change it. And before that song, um, let's just say that we've already done "Glorious Day, See the Light." My soul will sing, praise goes on. Then let's sing about uh, let's sing joy. There's joy when I sing your name. There's joy. I sing your glory. All you. Yeah, I think that's a good one. So this is just an example week, but that's kind of how you would do, how you would go about it. Uh, it might take you longer, might take you less time than what I'm taking, but I for sure want to emphasize that you want to approach this prayerfully. You don't want to do this when you're in a hurry or anything like that. You want to take your time to do this, and um, yeah, that's pretty much it.